So we can just start with a hello.
Yeah. Hi everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to 2.5 Wargamers.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is our new project. We should introduce ourselves. So you are.
I'm Andrew. And you are.
And I'm Colin.
There we go.
So,
That wasn't awkward in there anyway, was it?
It's fine. It's fine. So we're both 40k players. We've been playing for. I've been playing since I was in secondary school, I think.
Yeah, same since about year 8. So longer than I care to admit, to be honest. A long time ago now.
But we started playing together back in the day, which was probably about 15 years ago, I think, down at the Games Workshop, maybe 15.
Yeah, there or thereabouts.
Yeah, so probably about 15 years ago, we used to play at Games Workshop quite a bit. There is also a third member to 2.5 Wargamers who's Foz. So sometimes he'll be sort of involved, sometimes he won't. So he sort of forms the half Wargamer, if that makes sense. So it's so you might see him from time to time.
Yeah, it's kind of got a double-edged meaning though, right? Because one, Foz is sometimes here, sometimes not. But also, I'm only short, and these two are giants. When I mean, we sat down, split at the same, but. Yeah, I can also be a half Wargamer based on the height situation. So see us in public, that's why.
Yeah, it's a joke that works on multiple levels. Which is good. So we've been in the hobby for quite a while. We decided we want to film some of our games. Between all of us, we've got quite a lot of armies, quite a lot of terrain. In terms of what we do outside of Warhammer, I'm sort of a wedding photographer, videographer, so we have the actual gear and stuff to do it. So it's kind of a bit of a no-brainer that we could film some games without any sort of heavy investment in stuff, more just an investment in time, really. So
yeah, and I think we're both, well, all three of us are big fans of the content that's already out there as well. So one of the things that's inspired us is seeing the fun that other people have creating this content, and because we play pretty much weekly, most of the time, we thought, you know what, why not have a go ourselves? And I think so far what we've done, we've enjoyed, haven't we? So
yeah, it's interesting. The main thing we're trying to do with the videos, as you'll see from the battle reports when we start putting them up, is it's quite a simple setup. So it's just a top-down shot for now before we sort of introduce anything else. But I think the main thing is to try and make it that we're just playing a game that we're filming rather than starting and filming sort of a production, because I like we both like just playing the game, so we want to make sure that that's sort of the key focus, and then if people enjoy watching it, then then that's a bonus, really. So, but in terms of armies, we've got quite a lot of armies between us. So, what have you got army-wise?
Too many to count. So, I started back into the hobby just around COVID time, actually, with Genestealer cults. So, built those up. Then quickly fell back into Space Marines, as I think every player does. So, I've got Dark Angels. From there, I wanted something a bit evil, so I went into Thousand Suns. And then, as well as that, what else have I got? Custodes. I've got Tau, which you'll see in our first game coming pretty soon. I've got Necrons, I've got what else have I got? Drakari, and I'm working on at the moment some Blood Angels, which was my first ever army back in the day. So this is a real passion project for me at the minute, trying to pour everything I've learned over all the years in and really make a Blood Angels army that I'm proud of, because I was an idiot and sold all my old armies back in the day. So
yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah. So but I've got a few other little projects that I'm working on in the distant future. But it's safe to say I'm fully hooked on the hobby bug again. So yeah, just problem is now I've got adult money to spend on it.
It makes the difference, that's for sure. So
what about you, Cole?
Yeah, I mean, mine's kind of similar actually. I got back into it, I sort of fell out of it as you kind of do with a hobby. Sometimes you fall in and out. Got back into it sort of over the pandemic. Started with a little Space Marine force of some Imperial Fists. Don't know why I chose to paint yellow, because it's horrible. But yeah,
they look good though.
I'm happy with them now. Yeah, now there's the third time I've repainted them all, I think.
I think so.
Something like that. Probably won't be the last. So I've got an Imperial Fist army, they're quite sizable. I've got a Necron army, which is quite new. I've got quite a strong Imperial Guard, Death Corps of Krieg, so it's like a lot of tanks and there's also a lot of infantry. It's probably about 4,000 points in total, I think. Then a Death Guard army, which is quite good now that their rules don't suck for 10th edition, which is quite handy. Is that it? That's everything I've got, I think. And then I'm building a Space Wolf army. That's my sort of new.
Did you mention your Necrons?
I mentioned the Necrons, yeah. So I've got the Necrons, yeah. So yeah, Space Wolves is sort of the next one. Those I'm doing as a 13th company army, so I'm using a lot of the 30k heresy kits, which I really like, and I was like, well, how can I use those in 40k? And then shortly after I decided that, they decided to take out all the 30k models, so you couldn't use most of them, but I'm using a lot of the sort of the Mark IV, I think, armour, and then some of the rhinos and stuff like that, so it should look quite cool.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to get those done, really, just so that I can kill them with the Thousand Suns. I think that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'd really like to see you try, so that'd be quite good. But yeah, so those are kind of our armies. Foz has got quite a few armies as well, so he sort of fills in some of the other gaps, so he's got like Orcs and Admech, and demons and stuff like that as well.
Demons,
yeah, between us, I think we've almost got one of every army. I think we're missing knights and Votan.
Yeah, no, because I've got some sisters that are sitting in the background. Yeah. I've got a little bit of Grey Knights from the box set that they did with the Thousand Suns with the new Crow. So just little kind of middling bits for other armies that I'll build slowly. But yeah, I think the biggest thing we haven't got is Knights of either variety, Votan.
I'm not getting Votan though.
No, and then there's Eldar. I've got. I'm just about to start. Once the Blood Angels are done, I want to do a Exodite Eldar army. So hoping to fill that gap as well. But I think, I don't think there's anything else that I can think of from the roster that we're missing.
No, I don't think so. I mean, like Knights are kind of like my Space Wars. That's kind of like 2024 project. I want to sort of do them slowly over the year. They'll be quite heavily converted as well. And then I think I might do Knights because I do like the plastic castigators.
Yeah,
that's what they're called. The kit's really nice. So just some giant Knights. And I was probably going to do those as like feudal. So some old school, some of the new Cities of Sigmar models on the base. So that's all.
That'd be nice.
I think it'd be quite cool to do. But that's like way in the future. But yeah, like I say, the problem is now we have adult money. So it's still a very expensive hobby, but now you can sort of justify buying it. So that's kind of the armies that we have, and the plan with the show is to to be filming the games that we're doing, trying to keep it nice and fun and sort of light-hearted. We're doing a couple of tournaments next year, so we're both like competitively minded, I guess you could say, but also the main thing is just to have fun playing some games.
Yeah.
So it's like we're trying to, but I find that for me, I don't know about you, I find I try and build lists that compete well, but also that are interesting to play and slightly thematic. So the game that we just filmed, which will be our first video, I was taking a tank company. I was like, well, I'm going to take one tank commander, because tactically it might be prudent to take more for all the orders and stuff, but I was like, well, you're only going to have one guy leading a tank company, so it's like makes it more interesting.
Yeah, I think we largely play just for the shits and gigs, don't we? Yeah. We largely play for fun, and then what will usually happen is we'll book like an Element Games one-day tournament or a weekday Warhammer tournament, and then we'll be like, oh, let's get and do some competitive for a while. We hit that, do the tournament, and then we come back and we go, oh, let's just do some narrative, or let's just play some games for fun. What Colin didn't mention as well is he's an expert at building really irritating lists, like really stupidly annoying lists. So quite often it's just frustration with that as well. But I think it's all about the fun, and even when we're playing competitively, we are competitive anyway by nature when we play, but we don't do it. We're not meta gaming. We still try and have fun with the list, make the list make sense, but look for the most competitive way that we can do that. So it's good fun. It's
a nice way of approaching it, I think, because it makes it so it's not
a stressful event then, is it?
Yeah. And I think the times that I find that the game's more fun are when I have fun doing fun things.
Yeah.
So some of the best games I've ever played I've completely lost. I think there's a game I played against you, or was it Foz, where I got 0 points.
It might have been me.
Completely 0 points, but it was great fun because I just did some cool stuff, and it's just like, so for me, I definitely, I mean, I don't know about you, but I always find that after we've played a game and I get home and I'm like, I can't actually remember who won.
Yeah.
Usually it's and usually I'd much rather lose a game and do some cool stuff than win, because it's just like, well,
yeah,
so it's obviously it's always nice to win and pull fun stuff off, but it's just like, it's not the main sort of, I just want to play some games, I just want to throw some dice. That's the main thing. But yeah, so we've got a couple of tournaments next year. We've got a little 1,000 point one-day tournament at Warhammer World. And then a big tournament, we're doing the GT in February at Warhammer World.
That'd be good.
So if you're there, we'll see you there. I'm probably going to bring all tanks.
Probably Tau. Maybe Blood Angels, I'll see. If I can get 2,000 points Blood Angels painted before Feb. Doable.
Well, you're an airbrush painter, you like an airbrush.
I do like an airbrush.
Quite rapid.
I'm doing it a bit different with Blood Angels. So I'm using it largely for the base coating, but then after that, going in with the brush. So I'm really trying to test myself and not make them look swish. But
whereas I've never used an airbrush, and I don't think I ever will.
I'll definitely get one.
My problem is I am a filthy painter.
Yeah, so this won't be white.
No, just in general, like the state of my brushes, they are ruined. So I'm very rough, I'm very sort of grim dark, everything has a very dark wash. Lots of oil paint washes, lots of sort of hot, dark, that's my sort of...
Yeah, so I'm the opposite, like a lot of you'll see on the channel, a lot of my armies are bright, like the Tau, like bright orange. I've got the chrome Necrons, like shiny chrome.
Yeah, you've got shiny chrome Necrons. My Necrons are completely rusted, so we need to play those together actually, because that'd be quite fun.
That would be fun. But yeah, I think Airbrushes are great fun if you can get one, but they have got a lot of maintenance, and there is nothing more frustrating than when you sit down for a hobby session and it just takes that one little clog, and it's a good 30 minutes of maintenance before you can start painting again.
I'd hate that. I'd throw it out the window.
Yeah, there are times that I've been like, but when it works and when you get consistent with it took me a good year before I felt like I was really consistent, but now I can usually sit down with the airbrush and knock out some pretty nice painting highlights and things like that.
You're very quick with it.
Yeah.
So. But we all paint differently, which is good. But the nice thing I think hopefully you'll see from the channel is we've got a few sort of like unwritten rules, I guess. Well, they're not really unwritten, we sort of talked about them, but we're always going to be playing with fully painted armies, fully painted, fully based, never any grey, never anything just undercoated or not based. So it all has to be based, all has to be painted. All the terrain, pretty much all of our terrain is 40k terrain. As in workshop terrain, and we've got quite a lot of it.
Yeah, so a few scratch built items, but not too much of it.
But nice like mountains and stuff like that would work quite well. So, but quite a lot of terrain, which is all painted. So the idea is that we're doing like everything painted, everything looks good. Trying to set the boards up so they look nice. So they're sort of like not sort of tournament-y boards, but just like interesting boards with plenty of terrain on it. But so it's not like cookie cutter sort of the same.
Yeah, we don't want to fall into that trap of just stacking a board with a load of MDF terrain. And although I get it, for tournaments it's cheap and it's inexpensive and you can fill up a whole room with it, it's just not. It just never looks that great, really.
No, we were saying earlier, like the workshop stuff just looks really good. So, and we've got so much of it that we might as well use it. So, so that's the plan. I think at the moment we're going to try and do 2 videos a month.
Yeah, all being well.
Depending on time, we both work full time, so we're trying to fit this in around stuff. But hopefully, given the simplicity of the filming setup that we're doing, it's quite a nice sort of quick thing that we can do. So bear in mind, I haven't edited the first video yet, so I'll be editing that for a while. But it'll be really interesting to sort of see how they come out, and it's actually been really fun up to this point, just doing what we've been doing. Giving a bit of purpose to our game sort of thing as well, which is quite nice. So, but if you watch any of the games, please let us know what you think, because that'll help us quite
Absolutely,
a lot.
Yeah. And we're not always, by the way, even though we play a lot, it doesn't mean we know the rules fully. Like we're always going, oh wait a minute, no, can't do this, and so if you do pick up on anything, or if you hear us ranting on, because we're prone to that about rules disputes, just drop us a comment and say, boys, sort it out, it's this.
I think
we'll be grateful for it.
The thing with some of the rules I find that whenever we play is that there is a rules dispute. More often than not, it ends up resulting in not necessarily one of us being wrong or one of us being right, but probably both of us going, why did they write the rule like that?
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened the other day, I can't remember what it was. But there's a daft rule. So, but we're not too bad with it now. We're 10th. We've been playing 10th since it came out. So all our battle reports that you'll see will be 10th edition battle reports. So if you do start watching the channel, you know that they're all 10th edition. We'll try and do them with the current index or codex. So I think the next game we want to do is Custodes versus Necron. So we'll try and do those before the Necron codex. It's probably not going to be too much different, but just in case it gets wildly different. But we'll tell you what we're doing anyway, so then you'll be able to spot it, and it's still kind of...
I think it's imminent now anyway, isn't it, the Necron codex?
Before, we are filming this on the 16th of November, and it's meant to be winter before Christmas. Okay. So they'll probably announce it at the next thing. They're doing an announcement on Saturday or something. So they'll probably announce it, and then we'll get it, and then our Necron armies that we spent ages doing will be terrible or something like that. So, or what I'm worried about. So my Necron army is 100 warriors and a monolith and some characters. So my main fear is that my army is then over in points, so then I have to make big adjustments to it.
Yeah, I've got a bit more variety in mine. I just want the croissant to be good again. I just want flyers to be good.
You've got flyer in almost every army.
I've got a few flyers, yeah. I do like flyers, but they're just a bit pants. Pardon me, but that croissant's just too cool. Plus, I want my Necrons to be good because I'm working on a board at the minute. We'll share a post on our Instagram page for Armies on Parade for the Necrons as well. So, yeah, hopefully.
Instagram as well. I should probably mention that. We do have an Instagram page, which is at 2.5 Wargamers. So please follow us on there because we're posting pictures of our work, and we do some like follow Fridays and work in progress Wednesdays and all that. So if you want to get involved, then go over there. And then we have our own Instagram as well. So yours is
Andrew_Price_photographic.
Yeah, which we'll probably just link out from one of the 2.5 Wargamers ones. And mine is 10claw 40k. So we'll post our own stuff on there as well from time to time. But yeah, the main sort of outlet for the channel is going to be YouTube. We'll see how it does.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. you know, if you found your way here, then how did you get here?
Yeah. But most importantly, thank you for watching, and if you're still listening now, an even bigger thank you, because you've listened to us waffle on for however long we've been going on.
It's pretty good. And I think as well, one of the things I think I said that might be quite nice to do is we'll try and do some videos of like what projects we're working on and stuff like that, because it's always quite interesting
Definitely.
to see, and then we can always do well, whatever really. We're just going to kind of just go with the flow and see what happens. But yeah, the first video is going to be the battle report between the Tau and the Astra Militarum, so you'll have to watch that to see how that went. But yeah, it's quite a fun one to film, so it's good.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think that's it.
Perfect.
Nothing else. If you like what we're doing, then please do the thing where you subscribe and like the post and all that.
Yeah, helps out a big way. Thank you very much.
That's good. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.
Ciao for now.
Bye bye.